welcome back to the Junius Maltby channel, everybody. Thanks for being here and being part of the discussion. Today we're going to focus on a particular topic and single out some headlines and articles related to Bitcoin. Hashtag BTC. Bitcoin, we've discussed on this channel in the past. We kind of followed its rise in popularity and then asked ourselves and each other questions regarding Bitcoin. And then we sat, most of us as spectators, and watched Bitcoin suffer an unraveling and what I would term almost a collapse, crash, crisis, a run, a vaporization. At first, I really was a cheerleader for Bitcoin. I thought it offered a challenge similar to gold or to silver to the powers that be, the powers of the state to issue currency and money and control it. And in a way, digital currencies still do serve that role. However, personally, I was never comfortable with them. I could never find myself or see myself even purchasing or putting any money whatsoever into these digital currencies such as Bitcoin. Call me stupid, call me naive, call me whatever you want. I didn't understand it enough. I feel that any currency that is that difficult for any person to really understand, your average lay person, and people who don't have a computer, and people that don't have the time or the energy or the ability to absorb and understand the currency itself, it's going to be hard for those lay people to trust it or to use it. I think currencies such as gold and silver, going back 70 centuries, we say that a lot, but if you look at it and what it takes to be a currency, a gold coin, it's not that hard to understand. The most primitive of people on the planet can understand that gold, then they do understand that it's rare. They can recognize it, they can feel it, the weight. They know that it's been an accepted currency in every culture spanning the globe for quite some time. That it's divisible, that you can hold it, it's tangible. There's just some things with the digital currencies such as Bitcoin that to me are confusing, are red flags. Like we mentioned before, it requires a computer. Well, hey, I don't have to own any form of technology in order to own gold and silver. The highest tech device that I really have to own in order to own gold and silver is probably some of my firearms, which, if I had to, I could prevent these from being taken, utilizing those tools. But the requirement to own computers to transact and to use Bitcoin is a major obstacle because, hey, let's just face it, not everyone wants to have a computer or use one. I look forward to a time in my life perhaps where I no longer have to use the internet for anything and I just kind of walk away from it and go back to the way things were pre-internets. Hopefully not for a long time, but that's a goal I might have. And there's a lot of people that don't have access to it. Not only does Bitcoin require owning computers, but it requires a level of understanding of prime numbers and data mining and how they mine them, and this whole realm of basically the virtual currencies, the unseen, takes a level of faith and trust. Just like paper currency requires faith and trust. And I just have oh, here comes the cat. She's going to start sniffing things. Go away. But, Bitcoin, if you look at some of the headlines that are out right now, there's definitely, oh, there you go. Good stretch. No. But Bitcoin has some issues. It not only did Mt. Gox have that big episode last year, but it's been deteriorating in price. It's been falling. It's been losing favor among a lot of individuals. I hope none of you guys lost anything in it. I hope it didn't end up being something that you had to learn that lesson from. But I don't see Bitcoin resurrecting through this. I know a lot of people think it's the way of the future, that Bitcoin and all of these digital currencies will be the future. in some matrix type world. But it's not going to happen. I'm not going to participate in it. The whole, another hurdle. Let's just talk about the going back. We're always all over the place here, but let's talk about hacking. Let's say you got this stuff stored up in a secure place, and we talked about having those tools, guns or whatever. I've got these stored someplace. Everyone has their favorite locations and hidden, areas, whatever, whether it be a vault, off-site, in-site, outside, who knows where, It's very difficult for some international theft ring to hack into your private locations and steal away your gold and silver. It's just not going to happen. Even a bank's account is going to be replaceable, insured, and more difficult to steal even your paper currencies if you have them stored away in a bank, savings account or checking account. There's nothing that protects your Bitcoin. Nothing. I mean, you read every day about whole accounts just being vaporized. I know some of you are going, it's a conspiracy to drive fear in the hearts of people, to keep them away from it, to steer people away from Bitcoin. And I don't know if that's so, because I know there's a lot of individuals, I've read a lot of articles by even individuals who were super pro Bitcoin that had it, that lost Bitcoin because of these heinous crimes, these hacks, and so on. And it's, if you have physical possession, just as I've always been opposed to paper gold, I'm absolutely opposed to paper gold. I would never own it. And just as I'm opposed to paper gold, I'm opposed to digital currencies, because I can't possess it, and it can disappear overnight. It's not as secure to me. I don't find it a good medium of exchange. I don't find it a good vehicle, a good place to park my wealth or my assets. Whereas I think gold is just more secure and safer. A lot of people thought that Bitcoin was going to challenge gold. Well, let me issue this challenge to those people that said that. This is a 1 ounce gold coin. I had it before Bitcoin existed, and I still have it today. It's never gone anywhere. Any international crime ring has no clue where this coin is, and could never get their hands on it without catching some 9mm 5.56 rounds anyway. But that's my, I got some gold, I got some silver here. It's not going anywhere. They can't touch it. They can't come through the screen and steal away that wealth. But guess what? If it was Bitcoin locked up in some shadow weird online bank, it could easily be stolen. It could easily be taken from me. It could disappear overnight, and I would have no recourse. You hear these horror stories of guys throwing hard drives away with, 2,000 Bitcoin on it worth blank amount of money, and these individuals lost incredible amounts of wealth just because their computer crashed, or they lost a hard drive, or they lost it's just, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to participate in the ability to lose my hard-earned savings and wealth in that way. So there you go. We've discussed Bitcoin once again on the channel. I'm not cheering its demise. It's saddening to see something that was, I think, fairly capable of challenging the status quo, to see it go down in flames as it has. Hopefully they can work on it. Like I've said in the past, link it to gold. Make gold coins with Bitcoin numbers engraved into them, some kind of a barcode, and to where I can take physical possession of my Bitcoin in a specific way to gold so that it's backed. Let's give you an example here. Let's say let's use a 1/2 ounce. Okay, let's say a 1/2 ounce of gold. They could make a gold coin out of these. A 1/2 ounce of gold was worth. They just said, okay, let's make them 1 Bitcoin value, and on it was an engraved serial number. Well, then we would know the lowest this would ever be worth. It would be like a dual roll currency. the lowest value that it could ever have would be the gold. It would only ever be worth a half ounce of gold or more. If Bitcoin surpassed that gold in value, then the Bitcoin valuation of this Bitcoin would be worth blank. Let's say a half ounce of gold at this time is worth, $650, but Bitcoin's worth $1,000. Then this coin would be worth $1,000 US dollars, or whatever you want to transact it in. And then the only problem would be then, how do you, they always say that the digital wallet, being able to transfer the funds to somebody else, but you would still hold the Bitcoin. So you'd need a way to transfer this to other people with the barcode. And I don't know how all that would work. Again, I'm just speaking out loud, thinking out loud here on a way to firm up Bitcoin's trustworthiness, or what have you. I need to see it linked to something, back to something else. I'm not going to buy it based on current status. So, well, there you go. A little Bitcoin discussion for today. I threw a couple headlines in there for you to explore. If you want, pause on those images and then look them up, read them for yourself. But you can read about the Winklevoss twins, the guys that got kind of ran out of Facebook. Yeah, apparently they're big Bitcoin fans. I don't really trust a couple of Abercrombie and Fitch Harvard grads that think they're going to invest in some digital currency, because their understanding of economics, I would definitely question. I think they spend a little too much time partying it out in the frat house to understand, the fundamentals of goods and services and exchange rates and global economics. Not that I'm an expert at all. I don't know anything. I just repeat what I learned from others more wise than myself. But I can assure you that the Winklevoss twins don't pay attention to some of those topics, as many of you out there that are viewing the Junie Small P channel do. So thank you all for being here and joining us today in this weekend edition, weekend special discussion. Go ahead, pop your comments below, debate away. Let's keep it polite and friendly, guys. No reason to, hurl insults at each other and battle it out on the discussion feed there. Just keep it intellectual, keep it smart, keep it cool, calm and collected, and be polite. Just remember, speak to others as you wish you would like to be spoken to yourself. So, all right, that's the, the golden rule, all right? Do unto others as you would have done unto yourself. So, think about that. Little pearl of wisdom on this Sunday. Little sermon. All right, have a great day. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you once again. And let's keep the Junie Small P channel alive. So, like it, share it, subscribe, and always take part in the discussions below. Thanks again.